afternoon. It's 1 p.m. here in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, and this is The Ambassador. With me, your Ambassador Paul Mathenge. And this is where we debunk global diplomacy and geopolitics. Now, to our very first story, a Ugandan opposition leader, Kizza Besigye case hearing that had been scheduled for today has failed to take place. Besigye's lawyer, led by PLP party leader Martha Karua, were a disappointed lot this morning in the Ugandan Supreme Court as the judge was nowhere to be seen. Let's take a listen.
So we have been invited to go to the Electoral Registrar's chambers so that we are briefed, we understand what is going on, and then we can come back. So kindly just be a bit patient.
We can't surrender.
We will be coming.
As you go there, you have to come and explain to me.
This is the message at the Supreme Court in Nakawa, Uganda, where the hearing bail application for Kizza Besigye was said to be heard today. This sparked such a reaction in the court. Besigye's legal team, led by PLP party leader Martha Karua, would not condone this.
So I'm asking, then who issued the hearing notice to us, which has made me come all the way from Nairobi in the morning and has made almost 20 advocates come to court from Uganda, come to court for the matter? It is not our fault. We received a hearing notice. Why are our clients not in court? Why can't he hear us today?
According to Karua, the bail hearing should be constitutionally carried out within 30 days.
The rules of the court are that once an application for bail is filed, it should be heard and finalized within 30 days. It was read to him. He just told us he'll fix and let us know. Because the principal judge had said, if we do not get satisfied with what we are told, we can come back to him. We came, the head of the division, we came back to him. He's having a matter in chambers, and he asked we come and wait here in court. Only to reach the court, and the orderly say you should not come in. And it's the judge who has sent us to the court. So we are being tossed from one place to the next.
So it is insensitive for any judicial officer to say that we forgot a particular citizen who was supposed to appear in court.
His lawyers are angered that their client is still being held in custody out of the normal 180 days stipulated in the Constitution.
As we speak today, Dr. Besigye and Obedi Lutale have clocked 240 days on remand in Iruzi. 240 days. The Constitution is quite clear and very, very instructive in Article 23. Once you have clocked 280 days, rather 180 days, you're entitled to mandatory bail. We don't need to repeat this time and again.
Victor Ding.
Now, in a surprising turn of events that could reshape Nigeria's political future, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has officially parted ways with the People's Democratic Party. The long-time opposition figure is now teaming up with other political heavyweights, including Peter Obi and Nasir, in a bold new coalition aimed at challenging President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 elections. Let's take a listen.
Nigeria's opposition leader Atiku Abubakar has officially left the People's Democratic Party (PDP), ending decades of affiliation. Citing the party's drift from its founding principles, the former vice president and two-time presidential candidate is now charting a new course. Atiku has joined forces with Peter Obi, Nasir El-Rufai, and other key political figures to form a powerful new coalition under the African Democratic Congress. Their goal, to present a united front against President Bola Tinubu's All Progressive Congress Party in the 2027 elections. This new alliance echoes the historic coalition that unseated the PDP in 2015. With the experience, momentum, and a shared vision, they aim to reignite hope and drive real change for Nigeria's future. Elvin Muyodi, GBS News.
And now in Angola, Huila province, the World Health Organization, together with local authorities, is intensifying its efforts to combat a cholera outbreak that has gripped the municipality of Kalika. With a focus on community engagement, clean water access, and sanitation, authorities hope to halt the disease's deadly spread. Our reporter has more on the same. In the remote villages of Kaliok, Angola, the cholera outbreak has revealed the stark reality of limited access to clean water and sanitation. Health officials and the World Health Organization are rising against the time to stop the spread.
The challenge is significant here in the village. It is easier to find families that must use latrines. However, we still need to recognize that the phenomenon of open defecation remains very concerning. We have been focusing on rural areas. Few families have latrines and use them. Some have latrines but do not use them properly. Therefore, it is truly challenging. It is a process that we need to strengthen, providing training and enabling people to build latrines with local materials to determine if this issue of open defecation can be reduced, and to specifically and decisively halt the circulation of the cholera embryo that has appeared here in our municipality since last April.
Open defecation, especially in rural areas, continues to fuel infections. In response, local leaders are pushing for more latrines and clean water infrastructure. At the Kaliok Health Center, patients are receiving life-saving care and some are sharing their journey to recovery. I realized that I couldn't do anything. I'm sick. My family was planning to take me directly to Kaliok Hospital, but I was almost admitted to Kakonda Hospital. However, I decided to come to my area near my village. When we arrived here, thank God, they supported us very well. It is death, but then I thought about it. I arrived here at the hospital and almost died, but death didn't win. Thanks be to God, thanks be to the nurses. Health workers are on the front line, not just treating the sick, but also educating the public.
I believe we had a good response. Our patients are receiving good treatment, are well monitored, and are discharged. They are recovering.
In the village of Makua, traditional leaders and community members are working side by side to fight the disease. Yes, this was help from the community because they know that cholera kills. Well, they are obligated to do this to help a person or a case.
In our communities, it is a bit difficult because most of our communities doesn't use latrines and they consume water from the river where they wash and where they get drinking water. But to solve this, the sanitization carried out in the communities and elsewhere say that no one can consume unboiled water. They must boil it or drink water that has been cleaned with hypochlorite or bleach to make what we call a mother solution so that they can consume it.
As the fight against cholera continues, these efforts are not only saving lives but also restoring hope in communities once devastated by the disease. Reporting for GBS TV, I'm Paul Ermine. The ambassador will take a short break. We'll be right back with more as we debunk global diplomacy and geopolitics.
So today's topic is Rising Stars, young people who create, influence, and inspire. So
on an honest note, creating is hard work. And there are people who I see their work and they're constantly pushing themselves.
Okay.
Like, wanajipush, kujipush, like they're putting creativity up top over there.
I think no one also prepares you for the fact that the better you become.
The networking is also very good. You see, there are people who have passion for, you know, videography, creating videos, editing. There are people passionate about that. If you are someone who talks, and you meet people and you love people, you'll definitely meet someone who's just waiting to shoot you.
But also in terms of what I put out, it goes back to what are your values? What are your values? What are your beliefs? So as much as this is trending, yes, that is trending. Does it align with your values? Does it align with your beliefs?
You can be a star without the star position.
Kwa hivyo,
Si lazima ukue hapo mbele ya watu. Si lazima wewe ndo ukue star, ndo ukue star. Hata ukiwa hapa chini, wewe bado ni star. And as she has said, discipline is a big thing.
Remove my skin and I won't cry. But you might. What am I? Are you still practicing art ukifanya your engineering? Umezimix ama umeenda tu fully on art? Sasa najua, hebu kwanza tutajia, because najua huwezi taja wote. Just some of the people some of the celebs wenye umeweza ku reveal your art to them.
Jake Rober, bibi yake. Hiyo siku walifurahia mbaya. Mimi nilikuwa emotional mbaya sana.
Lilia.
Don't check that video, guys. Nililia mbaya.
I was seeing kuna place ulikuwa unasema like Biendo alikusaidia sana in building your career. Unaweza tuambie hiyo moment when ilikuanga?
We.
Hello, my name is Nyabio. I'm from Mahanim. Call this school a good school because the second my mom saw it, she saw it was Christian-based. And when I see Christian-based, that's what the character my mother wants for me. And I like the sports that we play for PE. Like sometimes we play table tennis, we can play football, we match, and on Fridays we have games. And we verse the teachers in football. And this is why I think the school is the best school your children can go to.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back to The Ambassador as we break down the development news for you and get the bigger picture on what's happening globally. And now, U.S. Senate panel on Thursday advanced the nomination of Donald Trump, former personal lawyer, to be a federal appeal court judge over protests from Democrats who accused him of using aggressive tactics to enforce the U.S. president's agenda at the Justice Department. Republican of the Senate Judiciary Committee supported the nomination of Emil Bove for lifetime appointment in the Third U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, sending the nomination to the full Senate. Bove currently serves as a top Justice Department official. The hearing devolved into partisan record when the panel's Republican chairman, Chuck Cook, of IOWA cut off debate on Bove's nomination. Senator Corey of New Jersey, a Democrat, shouted that Grassley was violating the committee's rule as the Republican cast their votes as the other Democrats walk out of the hearing.
Mr. Chairman, according to Rule 4 of the committee, we have the right to continue to debate this nomination. You should at least acknowledge my Rule 4 point of order.
You're out of order.
I don't understand this. What are you afraid of about even debating this?
by proxy.
Putting things on the record, hearing from every senator, dear God, that's what our obligations are. It's to state our reasons for debate. At least address the Rule 4 point of order that we're calling. There's no need to rush this. What are we afraid of? We're not pressing for the 2-hour rule like you all did when you were in the minority. We're simply asking for a credible amount of time to air our concerns before the vote. We respect each other in this committee. We respect the understanding that we have things to say. But yet we're doing this in a way that makes no sense to me, and it makes no sense to me because we're not trying to do things like force the committee to close or force a 2-hour rule. This is about understanding that people on this side have a responsibility to state their issues. Mr. Sir, you could call me out of order because this is out of order. This undermines the basic decency of this committee. all appeals to past jurisdiction and past precedent. Why are you doing this? This is outrageous.
This is a kangaroo court.
This
That's all
is-
we have here,
This
Mr.
is
Chairman.
wrong. To violate your own rules without going by the mandates
Now
of
we'll
the
call the roll
parliamentarian.
on Kyle
This is
Dubek.
unbelievable. There's a way to do this. If you want to force this through, if you want to ram this through, there's a way to do it in accordance to the rules as spelled out by the parliamentarian. It is simple. It is clear. There's a pathway to achieve what you're trying to achieve. But sir, this lacks decency. It lacks decorum. It shows that you do not want to simply hear from your colleagues. This is absolutely wrong.
And now, tens of thousands of Americans rallied nationwide Thursday in over 1,400 coordinated, and I quote, "good troubled lives on" protest, end of quote, denouncing President Donald Trump's administration while honoring the legacy of the late civic rights icon John Lewis on the 5th anniversary of his death. Demonstrators in all 50 states condemned the policies targeting civil rights, immigration, and social safety nets, while organizers called for continued activism and civic engagement to defend democracy and advance Lewis' vision of nonviolent resistance. Here are the details.
Tens of thousands of Americans took to the streets across all 50 states in a coordinated Good Trouble Lives On rallies protesting the administration of President Donald Trump while honoring the 5th anniversary of civil rights leader and Congressman John Lewis's death. More than 1,500 protest sites featured marches, candlelight, vigils, voter registration drives, direct action training, and communities events in cities such as Atlanta and Houston.
Biggest concern is the way immigrants are being treated in this country. And as you see, we are all immigrants.
Demonstrators voiced fierce opposition to a range of Trump-era policies targeting rollbacks on civil and voting rights, aggressive immigration enforcement, and deep cuts to medic aid and public media. In major hubs like Atlanta, crowds gathered at Ebenezer Baptist Church and murals celebrating Lewis, underscoring the rally's roots in nonviolent resistance. In Washington, D.C., creative actions like decorated umbrella protest highlighted the movement's innovative and inclusive approach.
To speak truth to power, we will not be silenced. We have to stand up and speak out about what's happening in this country. To our immigrant communities, we need to tax the rich.
No secret police in the USA.
No secret police in the USA.
Civil and human rights for all.
Civil and human rights for all.
Organizers backed by coalitions of grassroots and civil groups urge participants to continue the legacy of Good Trouble by staying politically engaged and building pressure on Capitol Hill. Chicago DeLay Plaza served as a flagship location with speakers calling for increased democracy, protections, and civil participation. Many emphasized that this wave of activism follows earlier large-scale demonstrators such as the No Kings protest in June. Beatrice Wangoi, The Ambassador News.
And now, 4 people have died and more than 1,300 evacuated as torrential rain powered South Korea, with authorities warning that the unseasonal deluge will continue. Among those killed were 2 men in their 80s. Authorities believe one of them was trying to drain flood waters from the basement of his home. A third victim was crushed when a wall collapsed onto his car moments before he called his wife to say that the vehicle was being swept away. Authorities say the 4th victim died on a cardiac arrest. Let's take a listen. And that's all for today. With me, your Ambassador Paul Mathenge on the Ambassador 1 p.m. Follow all of our stories at GBS TV. It's updated throughout the day. We meet every Thursday and Friday as we debunk global diplomacy and geopolitics. Thank you for your time and company.
Everywhere, GBS.